Also standing at stud with Sean Burke at the New Park Kennel is Lassa Java. It's June 91 whelp by Lassa Java out of Fawn Java, weighed in at a handy 76 pounds. This dog was retired to stud after fracturing a hock in the 1994 English Derby, and we'll see some of his best performances of his career coming up. But first of all, a check on his breeding. You can see that Lassa champs by some very familiar names. Sail on the second, the American import out of Money Point Peg. Down there on the dam side, Fawn Java is out of East of Java, a sister of Rugged Mick. So some good breeding there for Lassa Java on both sides. Now let's have a look at some of his racing performances. And as a puppy, Lassa Java's career was very short, because in his first ever race at Thurles, he broke a toe, and that made him go off the track for quite a few months. So when he came to a 1993 Daily Mirror Sporting Life Derby at Wimbledon, he was a bit of a dark horse. But in the second round, he really did shoot to prominence. Here he is in trap 5. He breaks quite well and is led to the first bend by his more fancied kennel mate, Ringa Hustle, of course, the winner of the 1993 Derby. But round the first two bends, he swoops round to go into a 2-3 length lead over Ringa Hustle, who's in trap 1. And back in fourth place at the moment is Sulane Castle, another Derby finalist of that year. So Lassa Java got some great form here, beating Ringa Hustle and Sulane Castle. The winning distance is 2 3/4 lengths, and the winning time is 28.86. So Lassa Java belying his odds of 20 to 1 there, and he's well and truly into the Derby picture now. And Lassa Java will never be on offer at double-figure odds again in his career. Now here we can see him in the next round of the Derby in the black jacket, trap 4. Now a good break there from Lassa Java, but notice how he swings wide out of a trap, so gets a couple of bumps on the run to the first bend. But he still manages to lead the dog in trap 2 into the bend, that's Pall Mall Wood, and does his customary kick down the back straight to go a couple of lengths clear of Pall Mall Wood, who's a strong staying 6-bend type. Into the third bend, Lassa Java still holds a similar advantage, and he's going to go on to win this race by a length and 3/4 from Pall Mall Wood in a sprightly 28.64. Fastest time of the round for Lassa Java in the third round of the 1993 Greyhound Derby. Well, he went through to the final. It's all history now. We know who won it. Ringa Hustle in 3, his kennel mate won it, but Lassa Java in 4 ran a very creditable race for a 2-year-old dog. Here he is in trap 4, and what a field it was. Sulane Castle in 1, Greyhound Squire, early pace type in 2, Ringa Hustle, of course, himself blessed with pace, early pace in 3, Lassa Java in the coffin box 4, Cedar Mountain the outsider, and Hypnotic Stag in 5. Now here we see Lassa totally misses his break in trap 4. Maybe his youth and inexperience counted against him here, but showed some great pace up to the first bend, only to have nowhere to go and swing wide. But here he is, Lassa versus Greyhound Squire down the back straight of a 1994 Derby, and he takes Greyhound Squire up to the third bend, and just as he's about to go by, Greyhound Squire moves off the rails, and that is the end of Lassa Java's challenge for the 1993 Greyhound Derby. A great performance to get to the final, and he ran well in the big one as well. Ringa Hustle away and gone. Lassa Java, though, lives to fight another year. And here he is at the kennels of Tony Meek just after the 93 Derby, looking very alert indeed. He then went to Ireland to contest the Dunmore National Sprint, reached the semi-finals there, having clocked 23.38 in the first round, and then went lame, unfortunately tore some stomach muscles and missed the Irish Derby. It proved to be a troublesome injury, and Lassa Java basically, apart from some one-off races, was rested until the start of 1994's big competitions. Here he is in the Arthur Prince Pall Mall at Oxford in March, trap 5 in the first round. Yes, he was made anti-post favourite for this competition, and a lot of sprinting dogs always entered for the Oxford 450-metre trip. Here he is in trap 5, Lassa Java. Breaks moderately, but shows great early pace lead at the first bend, ahead of Jono's Magic, a high-class 2-bend sprinter from Wembley. Now here he is, Lassa Java, already poached a 3 or 4 length, maybe even 5 length lead down the back straight, is to go away and win this one in 27.01, a very rapid time around Oxford at that time of year. Well, not surprising on the evidence of that, Lassa Java made the final of the Pall Mall, £5,000 to the winner, and was rewarded with a perfect draw in trap 6. He always used to trap a little bit better from 6 and was confidently expected to land this final. It was a field full of sprinting types here, and Lassa Java couldn't afford any mistakes at the start. Not the most fluent of breaks, though, for Lassa Java, And trap 3, Silent Guy, gets away best. But watch the early here of Lassa Java going to the bend. And he goes round second behind Sorghum, basically because Sorghum had the rails to help him round. Now watch the all-round pace of Lassa Java. Ashford Boy is going for a gap in the middle, but Lassa Java pulls away on the outside now to be challenged by Ashford Boy. But he's in a runaway to win this one very comfortably. £5,000 to the winner, and that's what Lassa Java earns for his connections here at Oxford. 27.17 on normal going for 450 metres. And there is Lassa after his exertions at Oxford. Great success for his trainer Tony Meek, who of course used to be based at the Oxfordshire track. And there is his owner in the blue shirt, Laurence Blunt, who collects a cheque for £5,000. Pretty soon after that race at Oxford, Lassa Java turned out for a one-off event at Hackney over 484 metres. Some the hair again. He's in trap 6. Let's see if he can break a little bit better. In the opposition here, trap 2, Starfield Law, winner of the Guineas over track and distance late last year. Now Lassa really had his trapping boots on that night. Flew out from trap 6 there in the striped jacket. Keeps a wide course, cuts in at the bend slightly. Does Lassa Java. And he's to go away to win this one in a sensational time of 28.86. That's a brand new track record for Hackney. That track record was held for 20 odd years before this night when Lassa Java smashed it. 28.86, 484 metres at Hackney. One of the longest standing British track records is gone. Now the dog couldn't be in better form to make his second campaign on the Mirror Life Derby at Wimbledon. And here we can see his first round performance. He's in trap 4. The pressure's on. Only 2 dogs qualify. Lassa Java has to be spot on. Be My Pal in 5, a very early pace sort from Reading, could give him problems. There he is in 4. Lassa Java yet again swings wide out of the traps and bumps into Be My Pal. But even after that disturbance at the start, Lassa Java has the early to go into the lead at the first bend. And after that, there's no questions about who's going to win this one. Lassa Java in 4, stretching away now from Be My Pal in 5. And it looks like he's going to time his preparation perfectly for this year's Derby, as indeed he did the last. Galloping comfortably into the home straight here, Lassa Java wins it from Be My Pal. 28.93 the winning time. On now to the second round, and Lassa Java wears the stripes that he likes so much. But up against him here, Magnetic Ocean, the anti-post favourite in some books, in trap 4. So on paper, a tough task for Lassa, but on the night, he makes it look very easy indeed. There he is in trap 6. Good break by Lassa Java in 6. He's already leading the pack by a length or so as he approaches the first bend, and he's going to go on to win this by 3.5 lengths in a very fast 28.72. Lassa stretching out impressively down the back straight, and really Magnetic Ocean tries hard to get on terms, but he's not going to close that gap. Staying on stoutly towards the line here, Lassa. He puts the anti-post favourite firmly in his place. In the third round, he started red-hot favourite to beat a field that include Callagho Daly, of course, who made the final, and Sorghum, the dog who he battled with in the Pall Mall final at Oxford. Lassa Java here wears 5, and yet again expected to show a good early pace display. But it all goes sickeningly wrong just about 40 yards after leaving the traps. Lassa Java's in the lead, just coming to the winning line first time, and his hot breaks. A disaster for the dog, who just looked as though he was reaching his racing prime. And his presence on the track is missed, not only of course by his owner, but by many of the regulars at Wimbledon who really took a fancy to him throughout the 2 derbies he contested. Of course, he's also missed by his trainer, Tony Meek, and after the 1994 Greyhound Derby, I spoke to him and asked him to sum up Lassa Java's career.
He was a very, very fast dog, and I should have a good career as a stud dog.
So looking back at his career, obviously he reached the final last year. He looked spot on to reach it again this year. Could you say you're a bit disappointed, or is it just a great career but was just plagued by a few injuries?
Well, he had an unbelievable career. He won the Pall Mall. He absolutely destroyed the track record at Hackney. He looked better than ever in the Derby. He was in front and his leg went.
Yes, a rueful Tony Meek there, who of course won the Derby that year with moral standards. At the time of Lassa Java's injury, Lassa Java was more fancied in the betting.